Hey everyone, it's Tuesday here on Unprotected 6. I'm not Todd, not Todd. I'm Kellen. I'm usually on Fridays, if you didn't know. It's Tuesday and Todd needed to switch with me, so this week, like everyone was saying, it's going to be a crazy week, switching it up, a little crazy over here. Well, all over the US. And Canada. Andrew's in Canada. I'm wearing a hat because I'm not Todd, but it's Tuesday, so you're probably expecting a hat. So let's get right into the question of the week. Drew was asking everyone, not Andrew, Drew. You should go check Sundays out because Drew's a great host. Thank you very much, Drew. He was basically asking what our favorite or most fun night out was. Now you see, I'm 20, so I don't drink any alcohol at all. Ever, because that's illegal, and that'd be horrible. No one ever breaks laws or anything like that. No one speeds, no one drinks when they're not supposed to. Anything like that. So of course, I haven't had a night out, drinking, which is what Drew was, lasciviously, suggesting that we had all been drinking. I'm offended if you couldn't tell. No, actually, I really haven't had a night out. I'm not a big fan of going out too much. If you couldn't tell from like the stuttering and like the poor sentence structure, I'm a little shy. At certain times, possibly if I were ever to be drunk, I imagine I'd be a little less shy, but I'm generally a shy person. I don't put things forward. I'm sort of reserved in most cases. So I haven't really had a night out at a bar or even like a big party so much. When I do have a night, like a party night, it's mostly at my place or just at a friend's house or something like that. It's usually to get together with friends for food, non-alcoholic beverages. Video games, the like, But yeah, so most of my nights out at this point have been with friends. So it's kind of hard to pick one because, there's never been like one of those nights where it's like, wow, this is the most amazing time of my life, I've had a lot of fun, of course, because that's kind of my thing. But yeah, so really I haven't had a night out. I'm turning 21 at some point. I'm an Aries, so, figure that out if you want to. But, I don't do birthdays, which you found out in my last video. Well, I do. Whatever, So I'm going to probably have a big fun night out on my 21st birthday, but, we'll see. I have some good friends, and they've got some crazy things planned, so we'll see. But let's see. So this week, I didn't have too much to answer on that one, but I thought I'd sort of talk about being a vegetarian. That's right, I'm a vegetarian. I don't, I try not to eat anything that, killed an animal to produce. That's sort of my rules. Because, a lot of vegetarians, they say that they'll eat fish. There's pesco-vegetarian. That's what it's called when you eat fish, which just means they eat meat, but just the fish kind. Which that's fine. If you want to classify yourself as a pesco-vegetarian and still consider yourself a vegetarian, no skin off my back or any other part of my body, for that matter. That's cool. But the true definition of vegetarian is someone who doesn't really eat meat. And if you really want to get specific, I think the original intent of the word was someone who didn't even use any kind of animal product. So that's what we'd call a vegan today. So yeah, there's vegans who use absolutely no animal product, or they try really hard not to. They wouldn't use leather couches, leather shoes. They wouldn't, have white sugar because sometimes they use bones to as part of the bleaching process in white sugar. There's a lot of things that we take for granted that vegans couldn't eat. And I'm sort of in the middle between a regular an ovo-lacto vegetarian. That's someone who eats eggs and cheese, and a vegan. So I'm kind of in the middle. My basic rule, like I said, was to basically, if it killed the animal to produce it, like or if it would have killed the animal to make the food or make the product, then I don't want to buy it. I don't want to spend my money on supporting that economy because that's just not my thing. That's not what I want to do. And so I'm like a wannabe vegan, really. I'm just a big old wannabe. That's kind of my thing. But yeah, so for me, I don't proselytize. It's not like a religion for me. It's not like I'm telling people to like, hey, don't eat meat, bitches. Because that's not really how I roll. I don't really tell people what to do. I just I like to get in discussions though, because for me, my reasoning for being a vegetarian, it's a multifaceted. Like I'm Faria. I'm fierce like Faria. Spiritually or ideologically, that's the word I'm looking for. So yeah, my first reason is it's a biological reason. In food webs, in biology, that's sort of how energy is passed in our environment on Earth. for most things, it goes from the sun. The sun's energy feeds producers. That's like grass, that's trees, that's plants. And then those are eaten by herbivores. So cows would be eating on grass. And so those plants, the plants are like the second level of the trophic levels. So there's the sun, the plants, and then things that eat plants, and then things that eat plants. So so let's just say it goes sun, grass, cow, and then say a person who would be eating that cow. The energy from the sun at the different levels, it's passed down, and there's less and less energy stored in each level. So those calories, the things we use in life, just energy, useful nutrients, things like that, are sort of reduced. Not just nutrients, but that's the basic idea, that energy is reduced at each level. So you'll find, predators need to eat like a lot of meat to sort of maintain the higher metabolism, the higher energy. And humans are omnivorous. That's Smokey the Bear kind of. We're omnivorous by nature, because we can digest plants, we can digest animals, bugs, fruits, everything under the sun pretty much. We can eat, digest poisons even. We just could die, we eat everything really, kind of gross, a little bit. So we could eat everything. Our bodies can produce, or not produce. We can use nutrients. We can use calories from pretty much any source on the planet. Aren't we versatile? Versatile. But people who are vegetarian or who don't want to, eat animals, we sort of try to skip that trophic level that most humans stay at, and sort of just go right to the closest to the source we can get. Because we could eat grass, but that's kind of not tasty. And that's not the most efficient diet for a human, especially in a modern society. So vegetarians and vegans will just be eating off of that very first level after the sun. We'll be eating plants and vegetables and fruits. And then vegetarians who eat cheese and eggs, kind of byproducts of animals. We kind of sneak into that third level a little bit every so often. But that's part of my reasoning. That it's sort of biological that. As well as being a healthier, generally healthier, you can still like Lay's potato chips are vegetarian, but they're fried in vegetable oil, so that's like pure fat. So you can be healthier, but not necessarily with a vegetarian diet. So it's kind of healthier, and it's kind of closer to being a producer, but not really. We're consuming directly from the producers. It's kind of like getting a wholesale price on calories. But that's part of my reasoning. Another reasoning is sort of I guess ideologically, religiously, because as a sort of a spiritual biologist, I sort of associate kind of a higher consciousness with more complex animals. So whereas a fruit is highly complex, it's a beautiful structure if you look at it. The seeds of it, the storage for energy, those calories for those seeds, it's a beautiful thing. And it of course would be tasty and lovely. But then you get to things like, dogs and cats and, humans too, of course. Those sort of, the eaters of of the producers, the consumers of the producers, of course, that's how it works. They're a lot more complex. There's signals of, of clear reactions and emotions and things like that. Almost sentience in a lot of other creatures, although we're probably the only creatures on Earth with sentience right now. But, you never know, right? You never know. So that's sort of another reason. If I could, I'd really rather not eat anything living. That's sort of what I would like. But I like food a lot, so I do eat a lot of vegetarian stuff. So I'm killing a lot of plants. But I'm kind of a hypocrite. So hypocrite. So everyone is, I guess. But so that's generally why I chose to be a vegetarian, though, because it sort of makes sense to me. But just sort of ideologically and spiritually, and just sort of in general. That's about all I got for this week, so I'm gonna leave you with some fun stuff.
A kid from Town with a brand new world to see. I don't know what's ahead, but it won't get the best of me. There's so much to learn and battles to be won. I've advanced so far and still there's always more to come. Take a step and I'm on my way. Gonna start all over again. I wanna be a hero. Pokemon advance. I wanna be a hero. Give me just one chance. In the future we'll decide if there's a hero buried deep inside. I wanna be a hero. Pokemon.
So that's him drinking the pee of another giraffe.
That is hot.
I just wanted to record
I've
that
ever seen one.
for posterity. And he's licking his lips now. If you couldn't,
Maybe next we'll get to see tigers.
that's about it though. That's all I got.